Year is 1994 and it's World Cup final against Brazil. A player wake up to take his penalty. Crowd knows, coaches know, the entire world know that the man who is one of the best player in the world will win it for them. Roberto Baggio steps up forward. He has 5 goals, second top scorer of the tournament. He placed the ball on the penalty spot and sends the penalty over the bar. Brazil won the World Cup. Entire nation was celebrating and Baggio stood there. In many ways, Baggio never became the same after this. This is story of Roberto Baggio, the man who died standing.
Baggio!
In 1980, a scout came to a village called Dogno in Italy. They noticed some local kids playing and was completely shocked after finding a 13-year-old boy who was so good with his feet. The scouts were impressed that they immediately put the money on the table. A not so impressive £300 were enough to secure the transfer. Playing 120 matches for their academy and scoring 110 goals by the age of 15, his professional career began with lower division team Vicenza. He only played one game that season. In the second season, he scored 12 goals in 29 league matches, becoming the club hero. They achieved promotion and Baggio won the best player of the tournament. Immediately, all the eyes were on him, so the fight began between Juventus and Fiorentina, and in the end, Fiorentina won, taking 18-year-old Baggio for £1.5 million. Back in those days, you would not see someone paying this much for some kid. With 2 days before joining Fiorentina, Baggio played his last match for them. It should have been a beautiful moment as the last match for his club, but few minutes in the game, Baggio went into a slight tackle and his ACL was ruptured. His entire knee was hurt. The doctors warned him that he will never be able to play football again. Despite this, Fiorentina were determined on shaping him and providing him with every resource possible to aid his recovery. Roberto would never forget this gesture. The recovery was so hard, he missed 12 kilos and once again missed the whole season. His knee was in such a poor shape that he told whenever he ran in a straight line and changed his direction while running, he felt like it was the last time he would be able to run. The pain was so bad that he begged his mom that if you love me, then please kill me. After a long period of recovery and pain, he finally made it back on the pitch. Fiorentina were in really bad position and Baggio started to play in his last 3 matches of the season and helping Fiorentina make it through without a single defeat, iconically scoring a free kick to save them from a defeat against Maradona's Napoli, who were title holder that time. In the third season, he scored 12 goals in 11 matches and totaling 24 of the season, as some began considering him one of the best players in the league. In his last season at Fiorentina, he managed to take them to UEFA Cup final for the first time and still to this day only time in his club history. After defeating Juventus and Werder Bremen, Juventus signed Baggio and the show began there too. He was scoring goals, playmaking, assisting, winning best players and top scorer awards as well. Finally, after 3 years at Juventus, Baggio won the Balon d'Or in 1993 and was named FIFA Best Player of the Year. He scored total of 22 goals in 1997-98 season and then signing for Inter Milan. Baggio scored 5 goals and provided 10 assists in 23 appearances. As Inter finished 8th, he helped them to Coppa Italia semi-finals, were later lost against Parma. The year was 1970. Baggio was watching match with his father and saw his father in tears. He consoled his father and told him, "Don't worry dad, I will beat Brazil." 20 years later, Italy faces off Brazil in 1994 World Cup. The game ended as a draw. Brazil scored first 3 penalties out of 4 and Italy had only scored 2, and Roberto Baggio stood up to take 5th penalty. The man who won Balon d'Or that year and had promised his father to win it for him, all eyes were on him. He picked up the ball, took 2 steps back and take a deep breath and then take his shot. He ended up sending ball over the goalpost. He was sad, looking down, hands on his hips, and the promise was broken that he swore to his father. Baggio was never the same again. He retired in 2004. In his autobiography, he told he still regrets and feel bad whenever he remembers about that penalty.
I miss that penalty every day.